Numerous court documents identifying the associates of the notorious sex offender are now in the public domain. And on Fine Print tonight, we'll be delving into what these documents actually contain. But first, let's take a look at the profile of this individual, Jeffrey Epstein. Now, Jeffrey Epstein was a millionaire financier and an American socialite with wide connections to American celebrities, politicians, billionaires, and even academics. Now, the American financier was initially arrested for the first time in 2005 in Palm Beach, Florida, for allegedly paying a teenager to have a sexual intercourse. Now, soon afterwards, the 14-year-old victim filed a complaint with the police. Dozens of other underage girls then came forward and described similar such incidents of sexual abuse at the hands of this man. Epstein, however, pleaded guilty of just one charge related to a single victim in 2008. He was sentenced to serve 13 months in prison in a work release program. After Epstein was convicted, many famous acquaintances abandoned him. But what is interesting is that many others still stayed on with him even after his conviction for sexual abuse and human trafficking of underage girls. Now, Epstein continued to mingle with the who's who of American politics and business, the rich and famous of America, for another decade. And it was done often under the facade of philanthropic work. However, years later, reports by the Miami Herald threw more light on the scandal. And after a massive uproar, the federal prosecutors in New York charged Epstein in 2019 with the offense of sex trafficking. And this is where the things get even more murky. Jeffrey Epstein reportedly died by suicide while he was in a high-security prison while he was awaiting trial. And this has led to a lot of speculation. In the aftermath of his death, the U.S. attorney in Manhattan prosecuted Epstein's former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, Maxwell was charged with helping recruit Epstein's underage girl victims, and she was convicted in 2021. Maxwell is currently serving a 20-year prison term. Now, prior to the unsealing, the court papers had listed the names of the victims as variants of Jane Doe. But in December 2023, a U.S. district judge who evaluated the documents said that she was releasing them because much of the information that they contained was already in public domain. Many of the people who have been named in the records are Epstein's accusers. They include his staff members, witnesses at Maxwell's trial, and people who have been mentioned during depositions, but not accused of any salacious misdeeds. The released documents also involve people who investigated Epstein, including prosecutors, a journalist, and also a detective. It's long been known that sex offender had operated at the center of a globe-spanning network of the rich and the influential, which included politicians and businessmen. But the released documents also highlight his extra luxurious lifestyle. Now, Epstein owned a private aircraft, one of the largest mansions on Manhattan's Upper East Side, a private island in the Virgin Islands, and a ranch in New Mexico, including many other properties. At the time of his death, reportedly by suicide, Epstein owned a fortune that amounted to $580 million. However, since then, taxes, property upkeep, and temperature-controlled storage for his art collection, and also $121 million in settlements to over 135 women who accused him of sexually abusing them when they were young, have since whittled away some of his fortune. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.